Welcome to Math 1215 Online. Once you get into my lab and you get into your course, this is this opening screen you should see. Probably the very first thing you want to do is go to this Welcome to My Math Lab and do a browser check. And what this is going to do is it's going to make sure you have all the free software installed that we need for this class. If one of these is not a check, there'll be a link for you to click on to go and install the software you need. And like I say, it's all free, so it shouldn't be a big deal there. Next thing you want to do if you're new to my lab is to click on this How to Enter Answers. And you probably want to go to Enter Answers to Basics and maybe take a look at a few of these other things too. These will be useful to you. Give you an idea of how things are going to work. Up here we have our calendar, and this calendar is going to show upcoming things that are due. Now it looks like this whole first week of class, hey, I got nothing to do. But that's not quite true. I'll talk about that in just a second here. So let's click to next week. Next week you'll see on Monday you have two assignments due, section 5.5 and 5.6. Alright, so this week you might want to click on syllabus and outline here. And oops, you can scroll up and you can read about all the policies involving this class. Many of those I sent to you. You should have received a package in the traditional mail and or a package in email. I sent both, so hopefully you got that. My schedule is here in case you're trying to get a hold of me and want to see when I'm free. But what we have here due on this week, 8/26, is a tutorial on using the graphing calculator. Alright, so that's the first thing you're going to do, work on, and I'll send more directions about this later in a day or so. What you're going to do with this, you're going to work it out by hand, and then you're going to scan it and email it to me, or take a picture of it with your phone and email it to me, or if you happen to be on campus, of course, you can just drop it off. Okay, but this gives all the things that we're going to do this semester, all the due dates. Maybe you want to print that off and hang it up somewhere where you'll see it so you know what's going on. Okay, so now you're ready to do some work. What I would suggest you do when you're ready to do some work is begin by going to video lectures. And what you're going to find here is you're going to find a lecture for every single section that we covered in this course. Now you're going to notice a few things. Some of them are called section 5.5. and some of them are called something like piecewise defined functions or polynomial inequalities. There are a handful of things that we cover in this class that are not in the book, and these are the things, literal equations. Anything called section something something something, that's right in the book, and you'll find it in the book. But like I say, there are a few things we cover that aren't in the book. Okay, so you're ready to learn about how to use your graphing calculator. You would click on this graphing calculator basics, watch the video. It'll walk you through step by step how to do some things on your calculator, and then you should be able to print your homework off and do your homework. So for the graphing calculator basics, you're going to find that down here, files for material not covered in book. So again, you're going to print that off, do the problems, fill it out by hand, and then you'll be able to email it to me or take a picture and email it, so on and so forth. Now, for most of the things you're going to do, such as going to a week from Monday, section 5.5 and 5.6. Let's say you're ready to work on section 5.5. Again, I would strongly suggest you go ahead and watch my video. These are all me, so you can watch the video that I made for this section. Or, if you want more information, you can come down here to Multimedia Library. And I'm going to click on Online Textbook and Section Video Lectures. Oops, I didn't give it a section. I want Chapter 5, Section 5.5. Narrow it down a little bit. Okay, so what you have over here, if you click on this link, this is a link to your textbook. The entire textbook is here online. So you don't need to buy a book. All you really need is access to get into this course online, and you can find your book right there. The other thing you have for most of the sections in the book is that there are videos that were created by the publisher. So if you get sick of hearing my voice, or if you don't find my videos are being very useful, you can try the publisher videos, and I think they'll be quite helpful. Okay, so you've watched a video or two, and you've read the textbook maybe. Now you're ready to do some problems. Alright, so let's take a quiz. That sounds like fun. And so you notice we have a quiz for section 5.5, but it tells you, you know what, you can't do the quiz first. Before you can do the quiz, you have to do the homework, and you have to score at least an 80% on the homework. Okay, well, I'll do the homework. You, of course, could have gone directly to the homework over here. Question 1. Okay, so this very first question gives you some information, and it asks you to find the equation of the line. Now, something to watch for in this problem, notice it says let n be the number of legislators at t years. When you write your equation, you need to use the letters n and t. If you use y and x, even if you have the right numbers, it's going to mark it wrong. If it says n and t here, you have to use n and t there. Okay, I'm just going to make up an answer, one that I am sure is wrong. Let's see what happens. N equals, I don't know, 23t plus 15. I just made that up. Complete guess. Well, I was glad I didn't get it right. Okay, I got it wrong, obviously. When you get a problem wrong, it's going to tell you, sorry, that's not right. And it's going to try to give you a suggestion on how to fix it. Okay, so it gives you some ideas, use the slope formula, do some other stuff, try to fix it. The important thing is, it didn't mark it wrong. Generally, for every problem, except for like multiple choice ones, but any problem that's a fill in the blank, you generally get 3 attempts to get it right. And after 3 attempts, if you don't get it right, it then marks it wrong, but it will then give you an option of try a similar problem. So you can sit here and do the problems over and over again until you actually get it right. Now, I would hope that after you miss it 1 or 2 times, you start to think, all right, I don't know what's going on here, I need some help. There's lots of ways to get help here when you're working on homework. You click on this question, help. You have help me solve this. What help me solve this is going to do is it's going to walk you through step by step this exact problem. And after you've done this exact problem step by step and you've gotten it right, it will give you a very similar problem to work on. And you'll have to get the new problem correct. Second option is view an example. Let's just click on that. What it does is it gives you a very, very similar problem, and it's going to walk you through step by step how to get the answer. And then you go back and you do this problem that you were already working on, and hopefully you get it correct. Textbook, that takes you to the textbook. Maybe helpful, I don't know. This one, ask my instructor. What this is going to do is it's going to send me an email. This is my email address. And it's going to send me a link to the question. So you don't have to type up the whole problem. What you need to do is come into this box and tell me, what have you tried? And what's not working? Oh boy, I can't type. What I've tried, what's not working, etc., etc., etc. Tell me what's happening, tell me what's going on, click send, and it will send me the email. And I'm usually on my email all the time. I'm usually very good about getting back. You know, if I'm in a class or in a meeting, obviously, I'm not going to be able to get back to you right away. Sometimes in the evening, of course, I have a family and I'm doing family things. I might not get back to you right away, but I'm usually pretty quick. So when you have questions, please send me emails. This is how I interact with you primarily, is through these emails. Okay, so you've done your homework and you've gotten an 80% correct. Now you're ready to do the quiz. So now you can go back and do your quiz. Coming up here slowly, maybe. Well, we already saw what the intro to the quiz looked like. I don't know why it's not coming up. I still can't do the quiz, of course, because I haven't finished the homework. Huh. Alright, here's our quiz screen. It came back up. Quizzes, once you're ready to do the quiz, notice you get to do each quiz twice. And I only picked the highest of the 2 quizzes, so that one says you get to do it an infinite number of times. That's not quite right. I'll change those. Don't worry. You get to do them twice, and I only keep the higher of the two scores. And you take the quiz once and you miss a couple of things, you can go back and review it. You can print it off. You can look over the problems. You can send me questions about quizzes. I'll answer questions about quizzes too. Okay? So that's how that's going to work. For other material that's not in the book, we kind of already saw this. These are the worksheets that I go through on the videos. So you might want to print these off and look at those. We will have 2 projects in this course. The first one is due, I think, the second week of class. There's a video to watch, worksheet to go over, data that you need. More about that when the project gets closer. If you're not very familiar with your graphing calculator, there's the one video for the section, but then there are other videos that I've created that kind of break things into smaller groups. So if you have a question about how to use your graphing calculator, you might check there. Of course, send me an email too if you have questions about that. And probably the last thing is another way to send me emails. Course tools. Come down to here, email. The other students are listed here too if you want to talk to one of the other students. I will always be the one on top. So you can add me, put something in the subject, put something down here, and send a message, and that'll send me an email. All right, well, that's probably enough for today to get you started. The single most important thing I can tell you is ask me questions. People don't want to ask questions in general, and they get behind, and things snowball on them, and that's really going to be a big mistake. The biggest thing you need to do in this course is keep up on it, keep on top of it. When you have questions, get them answered quickly, and that'll save you a lot of frustration and a lot of headaches. Okay? All right, so I'm going to end this by saying, if you have any questions, please send me an email.